what I'm going to talk about today is so there's awful lot of stuff about the flat Earth stuff, like the Flat Earth Society and Will's the final experiment stuff, which is good actually. I mean, he went to Antarctica, very jealous. Amazing place, and north as well, where you can see because you get the southern lights and the northern lights and stuff like that. And these are amazing places. They're sort of extreme things, aren't they? And but obviously, it's highly. The reason why I did that is because he personally is a he's not a flat earther. Sorry, Will Duffy is he's a young Earth creationist, and I've had a look, and basically he's just joined that movement. I don't think he genuinely believes, not in the way that Eric Dubay believes in the flat Earth. So what we're talking about here is the effect. Now, the reason why this is a problem is because people do believe these people. I mean, Eric Dubay has got a lot of subscribers, 20,000, I believe, and also he's published books. And the thing that's worrying is he's publishing children's books, right, which are promoting the Earth being flat. Now, the religious side of things, I've got an opinion about that. I'm a Christian myself, okay? I don't believe the Earth is flat. Don't necessarily believe in young Earth creation. Do you know what I mean? In that sense, I'm kind of more the mainstream sort of beliefs, I think. It's not something that I've delved into, to be honest, but I can see arguments for and against. I don't think science is a crock. You know what I mean? I'm very much in favour of science and knowledge and stuff. The Bible was written in a time when they didn't have Einstein, Newton. They didn't have these people. And so they didn't pursue these things. Cavendish for the gravity experiment. They weren't around when the Bible was written. So consequently, I can understand how the Bible was written for the people at the time. So these people were essentially, they wrote what they thought, and sometimes they got it wrong. And for the divine inspiration side of things, well, what would happen, essentially, what would happen if you got, it's an extreme thing and it's a bit condescending, but how can you explain quantum physics and relativity? How would you explain quantum field theory to a sheep herder? So what's the point? Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of my attitude towards it. It was written for those people at that time. If they wrote the Bible today, it'd be written differently, and it is. There are many translations which basically just simply move away from the original text and they put a modern meaning onto it. And like, that's it. I mean, like, the message and the voice and Bibles like that, where they don't go for the literal translation, they go for something that's basically written in a modern language. And they give a modern spin on an old-fashioned book, essentially, because that's what the Bible is. It's an old-fashioned book. So that is kind of my take on it. But there's also other things, like, for instance, you've got other religions, haven't you? You've got Muslims, you've got Hindus and stuff like that. And if you really look into it, are they actually worshipping a different being? Yes, they have a different kind of attitude. They've got different kind of different rule book, if you like. But it was written for them at the time, just the same. Okay, so Muslim's a bit different because it was written by one guy. It was written by Muhammad. The entire Quran is written by one guy. Whereas this is why I say the Bible, which is written by many different people, and so you've got that kind of distributed opinion, if you like. I looked at. I know there's Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. I don't know. I might be annoying some Hindus now. So that's kind of what's going on there. Now, this flat Earth business is a cult. It is people who are monetizing vulnerable people. This is nothing to do with a religion. It's a cult. It's where people are basically taking advantage of vulnerable people who have who've not got a modern education, right, or kind of dropped out at school and didn't go through the whole process, things like this, right? These are people who, for whatever reason, a lot of times it's financial, right, There are other reasons why they didn't get a full Western education, and so they I deal with people in Sierra Leone. They don't have a Western education system there, and it's all about the family's money. And this is a poor country, so therefore they don't have access to it because they can't afford it. And so there are people in Sierra Leone who do not know. They don't know, for instance, that the Earth is a globe. They don't know about these things, and so that's how that happens. And it's nothing to do with intelligence. It's just simply to do with the access to the information. Now, obviously, we have an internet now, and things are a bit different. But again, you have to be able to afford a phone or a laptop or something, and the Wi-Fi and stuff like that. And families are making a choice between a bag of rice to feed their family, or paying the next month's subscription or top up for a payment for a pay-as-you-go phone. They'll buy the bag of rice, and so they won't get. This is the choice they have to make. We don't have these. Generally speaking, we don't have these problems. Speak for yourself, Graham, of course. So this is the problem. So people are taking advantage of these people and trying to push their agenda, essentially, and monetize them, essentially. And so here we have. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking at Eric Dubay. He's a self-styled king of the flat Earth movement. And if you do a search on... okay, let's just take that out for now. Eric Dubay, you see, and you see he's got audio books, okay, that he's published. He actually has a thing on the YouTube on IMDb because he's producing videos. We've got Eric Dubay radio station, and then obviously there's the YouTube videos. And the thing that worries me the most is this one. Children's books. Eric Dubay is publishing children's books which basically are talking about flat Earth, okay, and trying to educate children that the Earth is flat. Eric Dubay is publishing books. I don't know if anyone's buying them, of course, but he's publishing books which are supposed to be for children, and they are telling people that the Earth is flat. So children are learning from these. If they're buying them, if they're learning, what it will be is you have people who are going to these flat Earth conferences who have children, and so they'll buy the book because it's a nice book for a child, and the child goes and reads it and sees what Eric Dubay is saying about flat Earth. So that child is learning that the Earth is flat, right? This is this is misinformation that's being fed to children, indoctrination, and this is what's happening, and this is the thing that bothers me. I mean, if he wants to do that, and there's an argument for a case about the vulnerable adults, of course, but specifically children here we have a problem. I have a problem with. I've got a family of my own, so I know. And there's debunking videos and stuff like that, and then we have the fact that it says on here. Let me just pick this one up so you can see it. Right, here it's talking about Eric Dubay is an American author of 7 books, only 7, former university professor. Now, we've all seen these things where people make these claims, and if you dive into it, you find they're not. There's just stuff they made up, or there may be some truth behind it, like he did something at university and now he says he's a professor even though he's not. And the nearest I've got to it, right, was that there's this chat on Reddit, basically, and somebody is saying, right, nobody believes it. Nobody believes he's an actual professor, of course, on this chat. He's saying he's lying. He wrote it himself, probably did. I'm thinking so. And then there's something else that I did see where it was mentioned. Don't know if it's on here. Let me just try and no, it's not on there. Oh, here we are. No, it's not there. Right, so I started searching. There's another one. You see, this is the Flat Earth Conspiracy. So he's publishing a book called The Flat Earth Conspiracy, right? So you think, oh, you're going to look at that book and you're going to see, oh, well, it's a flat Earth thing. It's people are conspiring to say the Earth is flat. This is from Eric Dubay. No, his conspiracy is the globe Earth. He's saying that the conspiracy is globe Earth, but he titles it the Flat Earth Conspiracy. So he's trying to suck people in, isn't he? That's what a national bestseller. I don't know if it is. You know, he might have just made that as a style of the case. I don't know. Oh, where am I? This is it. So I'm trying to find it. No, I didn't. I did find something about the University of Maine, and that he did a philosophy degree. So basically, he's just a postgrad, and he did a philosophy degree, philosophy and history of art, or something like that. I don't know. You know, he's certainly not in any way, shape, or form a scientist, right? These are art degrees we're talking about, and he never. From this one, it looks like he never even progressed to being a professor. He just did. He was a postgrad. He got his degree, and then that's it. He was done. He didn't go and get his doctorate, and he didn't go and get his professorship. So he's calling himself professor for no reason. Yeah, but I don't know, and I can't say it. I can't substantiate that, but I can't. It's not debunked. You know what I mean? So this is how you do it, and what I'm going to show you in this video is how to deal with these sort of people. And unfortunately, a single person doing this isn't going to work. So everybody needs to do this. Okay, this is what I say. This guy is scamming people, right? He's scamming people because he is trying to get them to buy books about misinformation. And a lot of people, it's generally accepted, a lot of these people, they know that the Earth isn't flat. They're just trying to monetize it. Okay, and I think Eric Dubay is amongst them. So this is what you can do. Okay, right, so Eric Dubay, search, okay, and you get Eric Dubay, and that's his channel there, right? Flat Earth Eric. So we go to there, this is his channel, okay, and so what you can do is you can then go, I think, is it more? Let me check that. Yeah, okay, so if you go, right, let me just do that again. So you go more, okay, we should do the screen grab of this, more here, you can see that, can't you? Okay, and then you've got the report user, okay, so you click report user, and then it selects hide, report art, report profile picture, report user. So you go to report user, there we go, and the one I usually pick is this one, spams and scams, okay, and then you go next, oh, didn't do it, right, and then you need to select some videos, right? So what I did basically is I went through and selected all of the ones that were to do with flat Earth. This is another one, flat Earth. I went down the, now I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it again, because obviously that means it's not valid, right? So you select some of the videos, and then you go next, and then you put notes in, right? And so I would then put in there something along the lines of that you are aware that this person is scamming vulnerable people and children. And if you put that in there, the guys in YouTube, and you have to put, I think you have to put what you want to happen. And the way that it works in YouTube is they demonetize it. In other words, the videos that he's producing, which are being reported, they stop him from earning money from them. They won't take them off. I don't think that there's ever been a video that's taken off unless it's for copyright purposes, right? Now, if you can find copyright problems, then report him for the copyright problems. And if as many people as possible do this, then it actually comes on the radar of YouTube. It's going to need, like, you know, a lot of people to report it, but that's why I'm producing this video and showing you how to do it, because you can go through that and you click submit, and then it says thank you for reporting it and so on. Okay, now you need a YouTube account in order to do that. So what I'm saying is please, as many people do this, right? You've got Eric Dubay, you've got Dave Weiss, Flat Earth Dave, you've got Mark Sargent. He's less well known now. He goes to conferences and organises the conferences, maybe. Mark Sargent, and there are other people, and they performed the experiments. The Beyond the Curve video. Mark Sargent's actually in there witnessing people debunking, so he knows, and they even admit it in that film. You know, Beyond the Curve, they admit it in that film that they wouldn't really want that to be public knowledge. They know that all this, all these things, all the stuff that comes up in science proves that the Earth is a globe. They know this. They know it doesn't prove the Earth is flat. Okay, I just want to quickly touch on the business about religion. Okay, and I'm going to put a link up the top to another video that I've got where it shows how they are misinterpreting the Bible, and they're actually being Satan's little helpers. Because what they're doing is they're taking things out of context, but specifically with the thing that Will Duffy has done, what's happened there is they were saying if you go to Antarctica you will see the sun set, right? What they're doing is they're predicting what's going to happen. That's a prophecy. In biblical language, that's a prophecy, okay? Right? And they did go to the Antarctica and the sun didn't set, which means the prophecy was wrong, which makes them a false prophet. You see, they all said, that everybody in the Flat Earth community said, you will witness the sun being set, right? I don't even think there's any exceptions for that. And then as it got closer, they started to change it, saying, well, it doesn't even matter if it sets. We don't care. It doesn't mean anything. But they did say that, and they also said that it can't work. In a flat Earth model, it won't work. You will not see the sun. You won't see the sun, 24-hour sun or midnight sun. You always see the sunset. So they're false prophets. And the Bible says, if you're a false prophet, then you're taking people away from God. So you're Satan's little helper. So all these people aren't, they're abusing Christianity. And that happens a lot. And this is where I can understand Dawkins' point of view. You get people like this that take the religion and they put their own spin on it. They're not Christians. They're not. No, they're working for the other guy. Okay? So, you know, if you are feeling that you need to be part of a flat earth movement because that's the Christian way, that's to be a true Christian, it's not. It's a lie.